Hey folks, if you're looking for a fail-proof way to cook chicken drumsticks on a charcoal grill, this is the video for you. This is a simple recipe. I've got a bowl full of chicken drumsticks here. There's 10 in there. I've got some mustard I'm going to use for a binder, and I've got some barbecue rub that I make. I'll leave a link in the description box to show you a video that you can go to show you how to make that if you want. If not, just use something you make or buy from the grocery store. First thing I'm going to do is hit these with just a little bit of this yellow mustard. That's probably plenty for the whole bowl. And now just take your hands and mix these all up and put a little of this mustard on all of them. This is going to be a binder to help your rub stick a little better. It's not really going to change the flavor too much, so if you don't like mustard, don't worry about that. I'm just going to take my rub now and hit it with a pretty liberal amount. I'll mix this up and make sure they all get coated good. When I'm doing this, I like to keep one clean hand for pouring, and my other hand I can use to touch the meat and don't have to worry about washing my hands a dozen times just to get some rub on here. Just so as long as they've all got a little bit on them, coated pretty evenly, that's all you're looking for. So in the beginning of the video, I'd already lit a chimney full of charcoal, and while I was prepping the chicken, I was letting that get going. I used a whole chimney full because I want a pretty hot fire, and I want to get up above 400 degrees as much as possible so I can put some good char on these drumsticks. I put the lid back on there just to let the grate get good and hot. I want it to be nice and hot when I start putting the chicken on. So in just a minute or so, we'll go ahead and take the lid back off and start putting our chicken on. Now, as far as how long to keep these on here without turning them over, that's not going to be determined by a set amount of time. What you want to do is just leave them on there long enough to start getting some char. You can go as far as you want with this or as little as you want. I like a little char on mine, and I'm going to turn them over and do the same on the other side. Then we'll move these over to the other side of the grill and finish putting some char on the rest of them, and we'll finish them indirectly. I'll show you that step in just a minute. So these are about where I want them. I'll go ahead and start moving them over to the other side of the grill, and I'll put the others that I had left over on here. You can do them in batches if you need to. I'm gonna put a little char on these. Man, this fire is nice and hot. That's the way that we wanted it. And then I'll show you the next step. So now I've put some char on all the drumsticks, got them to the way I like them. Went ahead and moved them over to the other side. If you notice, when I put the charcoal in the grill, I banked it all to one side. That left me a cool zone, so I'm going to finish cooking them in that cooler zone. That's called indirect cooking. And I put the lid on with the vents both fully open. And if you notice, the top vent is over top of the chicken. That allows the heat and the smoke to roll over top of the chicken, and it'll exit above it. I want my grill to stay hot, and these legs can handle some heat. As a matter of fact, I want them to take some heat. That way the skin will get nice and crispy. If not, you'll end up with rubbery skin. So I'll come back and check these in a few minutes. I want my temp to be at least 185. Chicken drumsticks can handle some heat. Don't worry, if you go up to 200, they'll be fine. As a matter of fact, I'll let my thighs and drumsticks and wings cook up around 200 sometimes. They can take it. They're not going to dry out on you like breast will. So I've got these about where I want them temperature wise. I'm going to go ahead and do something that's completely optional. I'm going to brush on a little bit of a sauce here. This part you don't have to do. These would be perfectly delicious even without a sauce. But this is a variation of a hot honey sauce that I like to make, and I did it off camera. But if you're interested in this particular one, I'll put a link to the video I did a few weeks ago on the hot honey wings. And in that video, I'll show you how I make this sauce. Real simple, just mix up a few ingredients, another sauce that I really like, and just add a few things to it really. But you could just use your favorite sauce that you make, or a store-bought sauce, or no sauce. Now bear in mind, if you use the sauce that I make in that video, it's got a little sugar in it, so it can burn. So just keep that in mind when you put it back over the charcoal, because this has still got quite a bit of heat to it. My skin is crisped up very nice. That's what I like. I don't really want rubbery skin. I want it to be crispy. So I'll just turn these a time or two and we'll pull them off. If you follow these steps, folks, you'll come out with perfect chicken every time. The skin will be nice and crispy, seasoned just right, a little smoky flavor. Again, the sauce was optional. You can do anything you want on that, even leaving them unsauced. They're perfectly fine that way as well. But I'm going to leave the links in the description box to a couple videos where you can find the rub and you can find the sauce that I used if you're interested in those. But subscribe to the channel, check out a few more videos, and leave me a comment if you have any questions or any input, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you guys.